stuff. Who's gonna bring his green food eats? Is he gonna pack his own? What is that? That deal. So he's so erudite, and that ain't working with. Think about it, Brady appearing on the field in Philadelphia. Those Philadelphia fans they're gonna just snowball him worse than Santa.
I never thought about that. Some of those, right? New York, Philly, going back to New England. It'll be interesting, won't it?
Yeah.
All right, so let's get going. We'll move ahead here. Lugs, let's do a little sports of yesteryear. What do you say?
All right.
Here it comes. Yes, sir, it's sports of yesteryear. We're going to set the way back when Tom Brady was just a little baby child. Maybe. He's so old, we don't know how old he is. Here's Lugs with sports of yesteryear.
All right. We've sort of mentioned it, but in 1913 at the 39th Kentucky Derby, Donerail won with Roscoe Goose on board. Now, Donerail holds the record of the longest long shot at 91-1. This year's Derby winner, Rich Strike, got close. He went off at 80-1 odds, which paid $163 on a $2 bet. 1946 Red Sox win 15th straight, beating the Yankees 5-4. DiMaggio hits a grand slam. You go, Joe DiMaggio. 1967, Hank Aaron hits his only inside-the-park home run off of Phillies pitcher Jim Bunning, who would later serve as U.S. Senator from Kentucky. And in a bit of celebrity news, on this day in 1991, Oakland A's Jose Canseco is seen leaving singer Madonna's apartment. We don't know what went on there.
What?
All right. 2002. The Anaheim Angels crushed the Chicago White Sox 19-0. The Angels joined the 1923 Indians, 1939 Yankees, and 1950 Red Sox as the only teams to beat two opponents by 19 or more runs in the same season. Those crazy White Sox or Black Sox, it didn't work either way for them. So that is sports of yesteryear.
I thank you, Lugs. Okay, question. Jim Bunning, I got that. Who was aboard Donerail? Somebody named Goose Gossage? Roscoe Goose? Who?
Roscoe Goose. Yeah.
Roscoe Goose. Given name,
yes.
You think?
Hey.
I think we'll name him Roscoe. The mom and dad are in the hospital. I think we'll call him Roscoe, Mr. Goose. What do you say? I like that, Mrs. Goose.
Yeah.
Did it happen that way?
Hey, they could have named him Duck Duck. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Canada.
Oh, okay. Is it true the Canada Goose is not named after the country, but a man named Jack Canada? Have you heard that?
I have not heard that.
All right, well, we'll have our crack team of interns look that up someday.
Yeah.
Jim Bunning, is he with us anymore?
I don't know. Right. I don't know.
Well, he may not know either is the problem. There, we got to look that up too.
Yeah. So.
Okay, we got a little bit of news and notes, a little football talk. T-Dog, take it away.
All right. Now that we've, previewed the draft, we reviewed the draft,
dissected it, sliced it, hung it up to dry.
There's a bunch of younger players, guys in the early 20s. Some guys is like 25, which is kind of, I guess you can blame on COVID that there's a bunch of 25-year-olds just joining the league. But anyway, there's still guys that are older than that who are still not on a team. So I'll just maybe we won't do all these, but we could just at least throw out like one or two. So wide receiver, any free agents that you can think of that are free agents currently that you're going to try to find them a home. Picture yourself as an agent for this. Who is a free agent? Where would you push them towards?
I think if I were Odell Beckham's agent, I would push him toward Green Bay. He could come into Green Bay and light it up, I'm thinking. So that would be my wide receiver right there. I mean, you've got others, I guess. I guess Julio Jones is still available. Maybe Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry's available. No, I see. Yeah, you go, Lugs.
I was just going to say, but given Odell's injury, he's fairly smart about rehabbing. So I think I would take a flyer on him. if I were Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. He changed his hair color to green and gold and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's already got it gold. Usually, he just has to put a little green in it.
Sorry.
No,
I'm finishing up my mint julep here. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
That's right. No, I'm lockstep with Lugs. With Odell, since he's coming off an ACL, obviously he's gonna have to only sign like a prove it deal, so a 1-year deal. So if you're gonna do a 1-year deal, you might as well sign with a contender. And obviously in Green Bay, he doesn't have to fight off too much. I mean, their main guy is Alan Lazard. Their other main guy is possibly Christian Watson, a guy who played the FCS level. So it's not like hard competition for him to jump ahead of. He gets to work with Aaron Rodgers, who I know personality-wise we might none of us like, but we all agree is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best. So he gets to go there and be the guy, and then maybe he gets to sign for a big deal if he gets to stay healthy next year. So good for him. I also think 49ers, because even though they don't have an Aaron Rodgers, Shanahan knows how to scheme up guys getting wide open. But I think those are the only two spots. Tight end.
Tell me about Odell. What did he do again? Blow out his knee? ACL? MCL?
Tore his ACL.
Okay. In the Super Bowl,
because I believe you brought it up. They play on field turf.
Yeah.
So that was probably the reason why. Yeah, he was not hit at all. It was totally his
making
foot
a cut.
Got stuck. Yep. So
go ahead.
I was just gonna say tight end. Is there any tight ends?
Well, Greg Olson's available now, apparently, real quick. So let's give him a shot.
I think sentimentally, Gronkowski. I'd have to say Gronk.
But where are you going to put him, though?
Oh, he's got to go back to Tampa Bay. If he comes back at all, he'll go to Tampa Bay.
See, I'm trying to be fun with it. I want him to go to Cincinnati.
That would be fun.
If you have Jamar Chase and Higgins, I mean, one of those guys already has to be single covered. Then you add Gronk to it. Oh man!
Plus, he'll be a fan favorite up there. They would love him. He fits that jungle motif, man.
And again, kind of like Odell, just a 1 year. Just a 1 year deal. He doesn't have to sign for more. And
so how much would you need to pay Gronk? Just throw it out there. 20?
12.
12, 15?
I think you're right. Probably like 15, 16 for a 1 year deal. Because again, he's not coming off an injury. But yeah, it's just for 1 year.
I like it. This is good. I like this.
Yeah. And the last one I'll say for right now, I'll save some for, running back. There's actually some decent running backs available. And it just shows you just how the unfortunate thing for them.
Matt Forte still got some eligibility? No, he's retired.
He could come back. I don't think it would go well.
He always looks good.
Oh yeah, Nutrigrain system. I think he's on TP12.
Plus, he's got a Kia car named after him. Forte. Have you seen it? I don't have it.
Lugs, do you have a running back?
Well, the running back I was going to say would have been Sony Michel, but he just signed with Miami.
Yeah.
So and they've got a pretty deep running back core at Miami. So obviously they think he's still got something in the tank, even though he didn't do really well last year at New England. So,
no, but yeah, you have now Sony Michel, Chase Edmonds, and I believe Raheem Mostert. So yeah, those are three very talented backs who are gonna, get work at a committee of some type. But that's a pretty solid committee to have. I was gonna say, speaking of a guy who kind of was a quasi committee last year and got to be the starter for Kansas City for a while when CEH was out with injury, Daryl Williams looked really good. Yeah. He had some power. And he had some good catching ability. I believe he went over 100 yards receiving in one game, I think, against the Raiders. I'd see him going to the Eagles just because they like running the ball a lot. And Miles Sanders, as talented as a running back, he always seems to get nicked up. And again, kind of like, I guess, Miami. They usually like a committee. Why not get a guy who's probably not going to cost a lot, who's actually shown to be fairly talented and he's durable and he gives you a power element that I don't think Miles Sanders gives. So.
And by the way, Lugs, in a side-by-side comparison, Sylvania Superset beat Sony Michel.
Oh,
Sony.
Oh.
Hey, what about
excuse me, I'm in pain.
The old Adrian Peterson? Think he'll make an appearance in 2022, 23?
Now, which Adrian Peterson are we talking about? Are we
Running
talking
back,
about the
RB, baby.
Well, there's two. There was the Bears Adrian Peterson, who was mainly a special temer.
True, that's right. I forgot about him.
Yeah, you probably Adrian Peterson, old man Peterson, who played for the Vikings. He
Redskins. Commanders.
Saints for a minute until they're like, Alvin Kamara is way better than this version.
I mean, the guy keeps himself all in shape and cut. You think he'll get a call from the bullpen?
You know what? I think the XFL is starting up next year. I think he will get a call. I don't know if he wants to do that. Yeah. Maybe if maybe The Rock will give him a shot in the next Hobbs movie. So maybe that'll be enough to get him to work in the XFL. NFL, I don't know.
Yeah, I think his time is done. There comes a point where you just fall off the cliff as far as being able to take a lick.
Didn't he miss that 1 year, setting the record by like 9 yards that 1 year, or some crazy small number?
I think if you go back, if you go back and watch, like the saddest thing is Pam Oliver, I believe, did the interview afterwards. She told him how close he was. And I think if you kind of look into his eyes, as talented as he is, and obviously as confident as any top level running back has to be, usually to break that Eric Dickerson, you only have one shot. And he kind of knew that was it.
Yep.
So,
wow. All right. What else tonight? Anything else?
I just want to say, I'm not a real NBA fan, but I did catch some of that Suns Mavericks game. Actually, I thought I was watching like a hockey game. I mean, it was like people were smacking each other around. I mean, normally the NBA I think of as like a bunch of prima donnas, but they were putting some people on the floor, Jack. So it was trash talking, slugfest, everything. I'm going to pass on this week's Friday Night SmackDown. I'm going to get a little crazy and, go for some NBA right now, baby.
On TNT. I love it. Yeah.
So,
well, next week we need to talk about the USFL. It's just lighting it up. I watched some of that. There was no one in the stadium. In the stands, no fans.
Well, I've seen Birmingham a couple of times. It's like it reminds me sort of as the Harlem Globetrotters playing the General or the Capitals or the Generals or whatever that team was. It's just I don't know, man. It's like a Senior Bowl or something. It's like guys who had their moment, had their shot, and didn't make it.
Yeah, but at least the Senior Bowl, it's literally one game out of the year. I mean, they're trying to do four every weekend.
Endless torture of minor league football.
I guess the main thing I'll ask you, and obviously I'm sure there's reasons why, of all the places of the 8 teams, right? It's 8.
Yeah.
Why did they choose Birmingham of the ones where they could have it?
To play all the games there?
Yeah,
that's why did they choose?
Question. Why didn't they choose New Orleans?
Right.
Why did
Houston,
they choose
a lot bigger market?
Just also like some of those, like New Orleans obviously has a decent amount of tourists come through.
Right.
Obviously, maybe you could have people burn like a tourist time or not. Like Birmingham, I don't know how many people are coming in and out. Like, it's just the people that live in Alabama or Birmingham. So
I think probably money. I think it was cheaper to house those guys.
Yeah.
I think it would just come down to money because New Orleans would cost you money. Obviously, New York or LA or something would cost you an exorbitant amount of money because a team, even those teams, what do you figure? They bring at least maybe 65, maybe 80 folks total. So you're housing and feeding 80 folks. So that's a lot of cash.
As
you go.
Jack Collins worked with the play-by-play, and if I heard him right, he said that game, and I couldn't tell you which 2 teams now were playing. They were playing for a better locker room in the next game because everybody plays in the same stadium. So I guess if you win, you get the premium locker room, not the volleyball locker room or something. I don't know.
I believe the game he did this weekend was the Breakers, New Orleans Breakers versus the Gamblers.
Yeah, Houston Gamblers. You're right.
It was Kevin Sullivan versus Fedora.
It was, yeah. Nice
Yes.
looking fedora.